Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you into our coverage of the second game of the doubleheader between the Hayes Larks and the Liberal BJs. We're having some trouble connecting. We're having some connection issues with our camera right now. We are currently working on getting that fixed. The game has started. The starting pitcher for the Liberal in game number 2 is number 14, Alex Laura. And the Larks start off the game with a flyout, and then after that, Tabor Stokes was able to get a double. And now to bat is number 8, Lane Sparks. So we're currently working on trying to get our camera reconnected. We'll get that done as soon as possible. Next, a line drive into right field. This one will take a bounce at the feet of the right fielder, J.T. Cox. And the Larks will have runners occupying third and first base. The runner at third is now Tabor Stokes. At first base is Lane Sparks. And with one out, the Larks will now send up Dylan LaRue to the plate.
Batting in the fourth position is number 26, Dylan LaRue, the catcher.
The first pitch to Dylan LaRue is going to be called strike one. So for the time being, we're going to do an audio-only broadcast. We're going to try to get our camera reconnected in between innings. But the count now 0-2, and there's 2 outs as the BJs were able to catch Lane Sparks stealing. And it's an 0-2 count currently to the catcher, Dylan LaRue, who came in as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning. Dylan LaRue is playing catcher in today's game. Currently at third base is Tabor Stokes with 2 outs. LaRue grounds this one over to the second baseman. Grego will field it and give it over to Hudson, and that is going to be out number 3. The Larks were able to get 2 runners on, but they leave one stranded in the top of the first inning, and the BJs will be up next to bat when we come back. about to start the bottom, or we started the bottom of the first inning here in Liberal, Kansas, with Trent Baker making the start for the Larks. Again, we're still having issues connecting the camera right now. We're going to continue to work on that throughout the game. But to start the inning, Matt Bernath singled for the BJs. Now up to bat for them is number 2, Todd Baffa, making his first appearance of the series. Fouling that one out of play. It's now 0-1 to the right-handed batter playing third base tonight. After this for Liberal, their lineup goes like this. Drew Grego is currently on deck. And we got a ground ball here, hit into right field. Sparks will field it and throw it in. All runners are going to advance for Liberal. And they have runners now currently occupying first and second base as they were able to find the gap between C.J. Reed and Jackson Babcock, and Drew Grego coming up to bat next. After him, it'll be number 24, Justin Hudson, then number 39, Carson Willis. Rounding out the final 4 batters for Liberal, then after that is number 21, Jack Ryan, number 8, Jake Ortega, number 13, Diego Davis, and number 4, J.T. Cox. Trent Baker puts the next pitch on the outside, moves the count to 1-0. The Larks' defensive alignment will look like this. Brady Kreitzer is playing left field. Caleb Duncan will be in center field once again, and Lane Sparks now in right field. Thomas Lissy is playing third base, and then next to him is number 6, Tabor Stokes. And the second baseman tonight for the Larks is C.J. Reed here in game number 2. And the first baseman is number 5, Jackson Babcock, and the catcher is number 26, Dylan LaRue. It's a 1-1 count for Trent Baker against Drew Grego, who went 0-for-3 in the last game. Just want a ground ball fielded by Thomas Lissy, able to get control of it. He'll tag third base and get the lead runner out. And there's one away here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up the next batter in the order for Liberal. That is the first baseman, number 24, Justin Hudson. Went 1-for-2 in the last game, finishing with a walk and a single. Baker's first pitch finds his own low and inside for strike 1. Half-hearted swing, but it's down low. That's going to be called ball 1 to Justin Hudson. And we have now gotten our camera back up and running. We apologize for the start. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but again, we'll continue to monitor that as the game goes on. As Trent Baker now works with a 1-2 count against the first baseman, Justin Hudson. Next pitch low and outside, 2-2. On deck for Liberal, they'll have Carson Willis, and in the hole is Jack Ryan. As they work against Trent Baker. This one's hit hard into center field. Caleb Duncan's going to run back for it. This one will take a bounce off the center field wall at the 400 mark. And Liberal is going to score another run. Todd Baffa will be the one that crosses the plate. Stopping at third is Drew Grego. And it's an RBI double for Justin Hudson.
Number 39, designated hitter, Carson Willis.
Next batter in the order for Liberals, the designated hitter, number 39, Carson Willis. First one misses down low for ball 1. Willis went 1-for-3 in game 1, finishing with an RBI single. For Trent Baker, this is his 5th game of the season and his first start of the year. In fact, it's actually his first start as a Hayes Lark. In all of his games last season, he was put in pretty late in the games to try to get mostly saves. But he is making the start for the first time in his Larks career. He works ahead 1-2 as he catches the outside part of the plate against Willis. There is one out that the Larks got on a fielder's choice with the leadoff batter, Matt Bernath. This one a soft hit fly ball, and this one will land in between the infield and the outfield. They'll get a throw down to third base, and the Larks got him in time. The Larks were able to get Justin Hudson there at third base, able to throw it in time. But Liberal does score another run from Drew Grego as that brings up Jack Ryan next up.
Jack Ryan.
First pitch is a swing and a miss. Jack Ryan batting sixth in this game, one up from where he was in the first game of the doubleheader. This one, a hard ground ball fielded by C.J. Reed. He's just going to tag second base, and that's going to retire the side. But Liberal does get 2 runs there in the bottom of the first inning, scoring Todd Baffa and Drew Grego. And we'll see what the Larks can do next. They will have Thomas Lissy, Jackson Babcock, and Brady Kreitzer up next to bat when we come back.
We got BJ players walking through the crowd.
Back here at Brent Gold Field in Liberal, Kansas, as the Larks will try to battle back here, down 2-0 against the Liberal BJs. Thomas Lissy coming up to bat. And the Larks will face off against the starting pitcher tonight. That's number 14, Alex Laura, a freshman from Highland Community College that is originally from the Dominican Republic. Lissy will leave the first one down low for ball 1. We didn't get to read off the Larks starting lineup because of the technical difficulties we were having. We'll do that right now. Thomas Lissy is batting 5th in the order as he's currently up. He will now work against a 2-0 count. Before that, the Larks' first 4 batters were Caleb Duncan, Tabor Stokes, Lane Sparks, and Dylan LaRue. After Lissy, it'll look like this. Jackson Babcock batting 6th, Brady Kreitzer at 7, and rounding it out, Lorenzo Rios and C.J. Reed. This one hit high into the air. It'll be tracked down by the shortstop, and Bernath will make the catch for out number 1. Next up for the Larks is the first baseman, number 5, Jackson Babcock. He came in as a pinch hitter in the last inning of game number 1, where he would walk on a 3-1 count. That first one will be called strike 1. This one goes down low and it finds the zone. Babcock now has to fight back against an 0-2 count as he's playing now in his 14th game of the season. That last game where he came in as the pinch hitter was his 13th. Count is actually 1-1, now 2-1, as that one takes a bounce on the dirt. In the last inning for the Larks, they were able to get 2 hits and left 1 runner stranded. Tabor Stokes had a double. Lane Sparks had a single. The 2-1 on the way. Just misses outside. That's going to be called ball 3 to Jackson Babcock. So the count that he faced in his an appearance in the final inning of the last game is going to be the count that he starts with in this game. He'll leave it up there, and that's going to be ball 4. Babcock, the third Lark to get on base in this game. And now to bat is the left fielder, number 4, Brady Kreitzer.
Number 4, left fielder, Brady Kreitzer.
On deck for the Larks is Lorenzo Rios, and in the hole is the final batter in the order, C.J. Reed. As Kreitzer comes up to bat after playing in the field near the end of the last game. Leads the Larks in slugging percentage at .826 on the year. It starts with an 0-1 count. Kreitzer scored in 5 of his last 6 games as he looks to help the Larks try to get their first runs on the board, trying to bounce back from the loss before this game. This next one misses outside, and Kreitzer took a swing at it. That is going to be out number 2. So with 2 outs and a runner occupying first base, the Larks will send their designated hitter up to bat. That is number 21, Lorenzo Rios. Babcock takes a short lead over at first base. We haven't seen him attempt to steal yet this season. We'll see if he possibly tries to open things up a little more here in his return to the lineup. As Lorenzo Rios works against a 1-0 count. So Rios will work ahead 2-0. That one breaks into the zone inside. Ties the count up 2-1 to Lorenzo Rios. Facing off against the starter for the Liberal, Alex Laura, who made 11 appearances as a freshman as well as 9 starts at Highland Community College. Hard hit ground ball. The shortstop fields it, gives it over to Grego. And they get him in time. That is out number 3. The Larks put 1 runner on base. And that's all they do in the second inning. We'll have the bottom of the second with the final 3 batters in Liberals order up next when we come back. Jake Ortega, the left fielder, will lead off the bottom of the second inning for the Liberal BJs, with Trent Baker still on the mound for the Larks. The first pitch finds the inside part of the zone for strike one. Ortega was walked 2 times in game 1 and also had an RBI double. He'll leave that one down low for ball 1. After Ortega, it's 2 new faces in the lineup for Liberal. They have three new guys in their lineup, and the 2 next after this are Diego Davis and JT Cox. Trent Baker now working ahead 1-2. A ground ball, CJ Reed will run up on it. Throw it over to Babcock, and there is one away to start the bottom of the second inning. So after the leadoff runner gets out, the Larks will, or the BJs will now send up the catcher Diego Davis, another D1 player for the BJs who played his freshman year in the West Coast Conference with the Pacific Tigers. Played in 47 games as a freshman and made 39 starts. This one will land in the infield. Stokes on the run. Will throw down to Babcock at first base, and that one is in time for out number 2. A tough play to make there by Stokes, but he was able to field it, and while he was on the move, able to hit his target, as Liberal now brings up the final batter in their order, number 4, JT Cox. Cox is a freshman outfielder from Linden, California. First pitch is going to be called strike 1. Now that one goes behind him. 0-2 now is the count. This is the 10th game of the year JT Cox has played in. This one hit high into the air, goes out of play, keeping the count at 0-2. And a swing and a miss, and there is the strikeout to conclude the second inning. After Liberal scored 2 runs on 4 hits in the first inning, the Larks are able to go 3 up, 3 down against the BJs. And it's batters 9-1-2 up next for the Larks when we come back. We welcome you back to Brent Gold Field here in Liberal, Kansas, starting the top of the third inning. With C.J. Reed leading things off for the Larks, still facing off against the starter, number 14, Alex Laura. Reed made 2 plate appearances in game number 1. Recorded a walk in that game, something that he's now done in 6 of his last 7. That first pitch will be left up high for ball 1. Laura's next pitch will miss outside, and C.J. Reed gets ahead 2-0. Since we had the technical difficulties, we'll take this time to give a quick recap of how the game has gone so far. The Larks started things off getting 2 hits, but leaving 1 on base in the first inning. And then Liberal would take their first lead in the first inning, getting 4 hits and recording 2 runs from Todd Baffa and Drew Grego. And then the very next inning for the Larks, they were able to get another runner on base but leave him stranded. And in that last inning, we saw the Larks go 3 up, 3 down against the BJs. It's a 3-0 count to C.J. Reed. The pitch on the way will be left outside, and it's a 4-pitch walk for the second baseman.
Back to the top of the order for the Hayes Larks.
So the Larks are back to the top of their order with the center fielder, number 12, Caleb Duncan. Reached base on a fielder's choice in the last game and also had a stolen base. In his first at bat, he put the ball in play into left field. First baseman Justin Hudson's going to cover first. With C.J. Reed taking a lead, the count will start off 0-1 to Caleb Duncan. That'll be the first ball of the at-bat as Caleb Duncan leaves that low and outside. Playing his 6th game of the season now with the Larks. The 5th one where he's appeared in the lineup. The 1-1 on the way from Laura. Takes a bounce and rolls forward. That moves the count to 2-1. Reed will stay put over at first base. This is a team for Liberal that you have to be very careful against trying to steal. Their opponents are 15 for 25 on stolen base attempts coming into this game, or coming into the day rather. This one will be fouled back out of play, moving the count to 2-2. After Caleb Duncan, the Larks will have Tabor Stokes on deck and Lane Sparks in the hole. They recorded the first 2 hits of the game for the Larks. And they're going to say that one catches the inside part of the plate for strike 3. Again, Liberal continuing to find the zone and get it into a spot where you can catch the batter looking, and now up is Tabor Stokes for the Larks, who had a double on an 0-2 count to start this game. In that last game, Stokes recorded his 9th RBI this season on a sacrifice fly. Now this one he hits hard into the gap between right and center field, but this one will be tracked down by the center fielder who runs over. That's number 21, Jack Ryan, and there's 2 away. So the Larks got a runner on, but now there's 2 outs, and next up is Lane Sparks.
Right fielder, number 8, Lane Sparks.
Question in the live chat, this Saturday and Sunday, the Larks will be at home for games against the Colorado Rough Riders, and then they'll play another game on June 30th against the Dodge City A's before going on the road for 3 games in Colorado. It's currently a 1-1 count to Lane Sparks. And to answer the other question, Liberal won the first game by a final score of 4-1. So the Larks will be looking to bounce back here down 2-0. Count's now tied up to Sparks at 2-1. Sparks walked in the first game, and also he had a single in the first inning of this game. This one will bounce back behind him, a foul ball. Pitch on the way from Laura. A ground ball, and this one will take a big hop and go past the second baseman. Headed for third is C.J. Reed. Sparks will stay put at first, and the Larks have a runner in scoring position. Second time in this game, the Larks have a runner occupying third base, and now up to bat to possibly bring him home is number 26, Dylan LaRue.
Number 26, Dylan LaRue, the catcher.
The first pitch of the at-bat hits the leg of LaRue, and he's going to head down to first base. With 2 outs, the bases are loaded for the Larks. And next in the order is the batter that had a triple and a single in the last game. That is Thomas Lissy.
Number 15, Thomas Lissy, third baseman.
Lissy looking to possibly bring these runners home. Just 4 RBIs for him on the season. This one fouled off the top of the net in front of us. Count is going to start 0-1 to the third baseman from Incarnate Word. That one takes a bounce on the dirt. That's the first ball of the at-bat to Thomas Lissy. After this, the Larks will send Jackson Babcock and Brady Kreitzer up to the plate. 2 guys that came in as subs in the last game. Jackson Babcock was a pinch hitter, and Brady Kreitzer was a sub for left field. This one a hard hit ball into right field. JT Cox will run up for it. He wobbles a little bit, and then it gets past him. A 1-run scores for the Larks. Rounding third rather, is Dylan LaRue, and he's going to score. A 2 RBI double for Thomas Lissy ties things up. Just what the Larks needed, as Jackson Babcock is going to be the next batter that comes up to the plate.
First baseman, number 5, Jackson Babcock.
Jackson Babcock was walked in his previous appearance on a 3-1 count. He's gotten on base in every game this season, even that last one where he just made 1 appearance as a pinch hitter, and now this one hit into right center field, and it's tracked down by Jack Ryan for out number 3. The Larks started the game with 2 outs, started the inning rather with 2 outs, but they're able to score 2 from Thomas Lissy, 2 RBI double, and the Liberal BJs will be back to the top of their order when we come back. The Larks score 2 runs on 2 hits and leave 2 runners stranded in the top of the third inning, able to tie things up. And Liberals back to the top of their order for the bottom of the third with Matt Bernath coming up to the plate. They'll leave the first pitch outside for ball 1. Bernath had a single in the first inning on an 0-2 count, but got out shortly after that from a fielder's choice. And now this one, a line drive right into the glove of Thomas Lissy. Or that actually took a bounce, but either way, that is going to be out number 1. So the Larks get the leadoff batter out for the second inning in a row, and now up is the first run of the game to score for Liberal. That is number 2, Todd Baffa. First pitch goes down low for ball 1. Baffa, a junior infielder from Keller, Texas, played this last season at UT Dallas. He is now down in the count 0-2. Baker will look for the strikeout. This one fouled back. Next pitch from Baker misses up high for ball 1. Baffa was a transfer to UT Dallas this last season. Before that, he played 80 games in the 2024 fall season at Maine or Rono. He actually started his college baseball career right on this field with Seward County Community College. He will now work against a full count as this one takes a bounce outside, and that's going to be ball 4. One runner on, 1 out in the bottom of the third, and now up is the second baseman, Drew Grego.
Number 20, Drew Grego at the plate.
A hard ground ball fielded by Tabor Stokes. Tosses it over to Reed, gives it over to Babcock at first base, and the Larks turn a double play. They watch Todd Baffa, but he's out at second, and Drew Grego's out at first for a 3-up, 3-down inning for the second inning in a row. We have the top of the fourth up next with the bottom third of the Larks order. We'll be back in a moment. Brady Kreitzer will go up to bat as we start the top of the fourth inning. And I see your guys' comments saying that the score should be 3-2. Here at the field, the scoreboard reads 2-2. And I went over to the PA announcer's booth to check things out. They said it's 2-2. I'll go back and check that once again, but I also got the chance to watch the replay, and it does look like 3 runs scored, so I'll double check that again in between innings. So thank you guys again for bringing that to our attention. But it's a 1-1 count for Brady Kreitzer. Next pitch from Laura is going to take a bounce in foul territory and move the count to 1-2. Ground ball fielded by the shortstop next, and this one a high ball, but it's going to be fielded by Hudson, and that is out number 1. So with 1 out, the Larks are now going to bring up their designated hitter, Lorenzo Rios. He will show bunt. This one rolls perfectly down the third base line, and Rios is going to get on through an infield single. He put it perfectly down the third base line for the first hit of the inning, and the Larks are now back up to their last batter in the order, C.J. Reed.
Number 21, Lorenzo Rios, the designated hitter with that bunt. Now on first, number 1, C.J. Reed, second baseman.
First pitch from Reed. This one's going to be a fly ball headed towards the gap, and this one's going to take a bounce. The center fielder will field it, and both runners will advance. Reed able to drop that one into the shallow gap between the left and center fielder, and the Larks are back to the top of their order for the 3rd time in this game.
Number 12, center fielder, Caleb Duncan.
So now out for the Larks is the center fielder, Caleb Duncan. This one a ground ball will go into the outfield, and this one should bring some runs home. Rios will round third, and he is going to score. Caleb Duncan has an RBI single, and the Larks have their first lead of tonight's game. And as the Larks just had that huge hit, we just heard Frank Leo yell at the press box saying it should be 4-2. So, again, I'm going to check again with the booth in between innings.
Number 6.
But either way, the Larks have the lead officially now. And with 1 out, that brings up Tabor Stokes. First one goes down low, starting the count off 1-0. Stokes so far has put the ball in play twice. One was a double, and the other one was a fly ball to center field. That'll be the first strike of the at-bat as that one goes up high. Lane Sparks is on deck for the Larks. Dylan LaRue's in the hole. That time, Laura able to find the low part of the zone and get ahead with 2 strikes. Scorer is going to watch second base where C.J. Reed is standing. Stokes with a swing and a miss, and he strikes out. With 2 outs, the Larks will now send up Lane Sparks.
Number 8, Lane Sparks, right field.
The right fielder who has 2 hits so far tonight. And for him, he now has 5 multi-hit games on the year. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Sparks with that run that he scored in his previous appearance. He's now scored a run in 10 of his 14 games this season. He'll leave that one outside and get ahead 2-0. The pitch on the way. This one a hard hit ball into right center field. Both running back for it is Cox and Ryan. And this one will take a bounce off the wall. Ryan couldn't make the catch. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. It's a 2 RBI triple for Lane Sparks. So the Larks now have on the scoreboard a 5-2 advantage. And next up to bat is the catcher, Dylan LaRue.
Number 26, Dylan LaRue, catcher.
The first pitch is going to be a ground ball that goes foul near the Larks dugout. LaRue will start off 0-1 in the count. Swing and a miss, and now LaRue has to fight back 0-2 against 2 outs. The catcher wants it right down the middle. LaRue swings this one into center field. Ryan has to run up for it, and he makes the grab for out number 3. The Larks able to score a few more runs, leading on the scoreboard 5-2. I'm going to run over to the other booth to double check, making sure that if the score is right. So we'll be back in just a second. Bottom of the fourth inning is underway with Justin Hudson leading off for the Liberal BJs. He is down now in the count 0-2. And I can tell Larks fans that they have changed the score. It is now officially 6-2. There were 3 runs that were scored because of that double from Thomas Lissy in the third inning. So the Larks are ahead 6-2. And right there, a strikeout swinging for Justin Hudson against Trent Baker.
Number 39, Carson Willis.
So now out to bat is the designated hitter, number 39, Carson Willis for the BJs. That's Trent Baker going back for his 4th inning of work. And he just recorded his 2nd strikeout of the night. He starts off 0-1 against Carson Willis so far in this game. Trent Baker has only allowed 2 runs and 4 hits, and we mentioned he's got 2 strikeouts already. Left on the outside. That is going to be ball 1. LaRue wants this pitch on the outside. This one goes right back up the middle, and that's going to be a single with 1 out for the Liberal BJs. 2nd hit of the game for Carson Willis as he sends it right back up the middle, and now out to bat is the center fielder, Jack Ryan.
Number 21, Jack Ryan, center fielder.
Jack Ryan hit the ball in play in his previous appearance. That one would lead to the final out of that inning in the first inning because of a fielder's choice. On the outside, that is strike 1. Baker delivers another one, and it's a swing and a miss. Baker looking for the strikeout this one. A hard ground ball fielded by Reed. Gives it to Stokes. Larks looking for another double play, and they get it. They turn their 2nd double play of the game and retire the side with their 3rd straight 3-up, 3-down inning. We'll have the top of the 5th up next, where the Larks will have Thomas Lissy, Jackson Babcock, and Brady Kreitzer up next to bat. As we start the top of the 5th inning, the Liberal BJs have made a change on the mound. Alex Laura went 4 innings of work at the start, giving up 8 hits and 6 runs, and he also recorded 4 strikeouts. The new pitcher into the game for Liberal is number 9, Trevor Steele, the right-hander out of Vanguard University and is from San Clemente, California. Something that the Larks can get used to throughout this series is facing a right-handed pitcher, as Liberal has 11 active pitchers on their roster, and 9 of them are right-handers. So the inning is led off by Thomas Lissy, and the count will start off 1-0. That one misses inside, now 2-0. On deck for the Larks is Jackson Babcock in the hole, Brady Kreitzer. And now Lissy working ahead, 3-0. Lissy's already reached base once tonight. He reached on a 3 RBI double. Working ahead in the count, the pitch on the way. Finds the zone for strike 1. And on that note of Thomas Lissy hitting that 3 RBI double, I just want to say a thank you to the fans that left those comments. I honestly would have never noticed it if you guys hadn't said anything. As Lissy hits another one, this one's going to go into the gap towards the wall, and Lissy's going to make his way to second base. He will stop there, and he's got his second double of the game. Sent it over the head of the first baseman. It went all the way to the wall. And it's a leadoff double for Thomas Lissy as Jackson Babcock comes up to bat next. But as I was saying, thank you again to the people that left those comments. Frank Leo was signaling to the booth also saying that the score was wrong, and I would have never noticed it if people hadn't said anything, so thank you guys again. But with no outs and a runner at second base, Babcock is up to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. First pitch misses high and outside for ball 1. Babcock was a pinch hitter in the last game. He walked in that, and in his first appearance in this one, he walked as well. We'll leave that one out, high and outside, working against the 2-0 count. Lissy taking a lead over at second base. Steele looks back at him. And it's a 3-0 count. And Babcock will make his way down to first base for the second walk of the game. A 4-pitch walk for the first baseman, and out to bat for the Larks is Brady Kreitzer. And Liberals coach is going to make his way out to the mound for a short meeting. And with that, we will take a short break. So as Brady Kreitzer comes up to bat, Trevor Steele will stay on the mound. He came in relief for Alex Laura, who pitched the first 4 innings tonight for Liberal. Looking for the first out in his first inning of work. Kreitzer will show bunt. He will pull it back, and that's going to be called ball 1. Trying to put a bunt down, possibly the third base line, to advance Lissy to third and Babcock to second. Kreitzer showing bunt again. He'll pull back, and that one's going to be called strike 1. Kreitzer's already put the ball in play once tonight, as he works against this 1-1 count with no outs. And again, he's going to show bunt, trying to advance the runners. He'll pull it back. Oh, but they're going to say that it was outside, but I think they're going to say that one he didn't pull back fast enough. It's going to move the count to 1-2. Steele taking his time. Continues to look back at second base, sends the pitch to the plate, and that goes inside for ball 2. After this at-bat, we'll post tonight's trivia question if anybody wants to play along with that, just like we do for the 5th inning for every game. Steele delivers the 2-2. Down low, that's going to make the count full. Steele looking to win the battle, and Kreitzer is going to walk down to first base. The Larks will work with the bases loaded once again, and Liberal's going to have another mound meeting. And as they do that, we're going to go ahead and post the trivia question for tonight. And Liberal's also going to make a change on the mound, so we'll post that and then go to break. The question involves both the Larks and the BJs. And the question is, what league were both the Larks and the BJs in before joining the RMBL? Is it the Wheat State League, the Front Range League, the Western Plains League, or the Jayhawk League? The answer will be revealed in the bottom half of the 5th inning, but for now we're going to go to break as there's a pitching change for the BJs. We will see who it is when we come back. Trevor Steele just faces 3 batters, and the BJs make another change. The new pitcher that they will bring in is one of just 2 left-handed pitchers on their roster. That is number 10, Sean Sage, sophomore from Anna Maria at the D3 level. And that one's going to clip the arm of Lorenzo Rios, and that's going to score a run for the Larks. So that keeps the bases loaded and scores another run for the Larks. As that is now, I believe that's now 10 times that Rios has been hit by a pitch, and it is. So now up to bat is CJ Reed, who's scored 2 runs so far tonight. The first pitch will go down the middle for strike 1. The Larks will go back to the top of their order for the 4th time after CJ Reed's at bat, which features Caleb Duncan on deck and Tabor Stokes in the hole. This one a hard hit ball into right field. Running back for it is JT Cox, and he is going to slow down and field this one as it goes at the wall. 1 run is in, and a 2nd run is in as well. Lorenzo Rios will stop at third base. It's a 2 RBI double for CJ Reed, scoring Jackson Babcock and Brady Kreitzer.
Number 12, Caleb Duncan, center fielder.
Now up for the Larks is the center fielder Caleb Duncan. Had an RBI single in his last appearance and also scored on that trip around the base path. Count will start off 0-1 as the Larks work with their biggest lead of the day. And again, we're still playing trivia. We'll post the question once again. What league were both the Larks and the BJs in before joining the RMBL? Is it the Wheat State League, the Front Range League, Western Plains League, or the Jayhawk League? We reveal the answer in the bottom half of the 5th inning. This one a hard hit ball by Duncan into center field. Running after it is Ryan. He's going to run up and make the grab, but that will be a sacrifice fly as another run's going to score for the Larks. Rios crosses the plate. CJ Reed advances to third, and the Larks have 10 runs in tonight's game.
Number 6, shortstop, Tabor Stokes.
So after the first out of the inning, that'll bring up Tabor Stokes. Had a double in his first appearance and has put the ball in play 1 other time. First one finds the zone for strike 1. As the Larks hold the 10-2 lead. The 7th game this season for Liberal, where either the BJs or their opponents score double-digit runs. The 0-1 on the way. This one's going to go foul. And after that foul ball, Stokes will have to battle back against the 0-2 count. Sage will look for the 2nd out of the inning. This one will go a little too high, and that is the first ball. Sean Sage taking his time. That one goes inside, and that is ball 2. This is just the 2nd appearance of the season for Sean Sage. He's only pitched 2/3 of an inning. And before he joined Liberal this season, he played in 11 games, or he's played in 11 games in 2 seasons at Anna Maria. This one's popped up in the infield going into foul territory, and the catch will be made by the first baseman, Justin Hudson. The Larks have now gone through 7 batters in this inning, and now the 8th coming up is Lane Sparks.
Number 8, right fielder Lane Sparks coming to the plate.
He's gotten 3 hits so far tonight. That includes 2 singles as well as a 2 RBI triple. First pitch makes the count 0-1. This one will go over the head of Grego, and the Larks are going to score another run. Sparks brings home C.J. Reed, and he will stay put at first base as the ball gets thrown in.
Number 26, Dylan LaRue, catcher.
Larks starting to take a commanding lead after losing in game 1. They've picked things up here after that 3rd inning where they took their first lead, and then they've never looked back since then. A swing and a miss for Dylan LaRue makes the count 0-1. Larks have now gone through their entire order because Thomas Lissey's on deck, and he was the first batter in this inning. The next pitch misses on the outside, and that's 1-1 to Dylan LaRue. LaRue thought about taking a swing at that one and leave it down low. Count is tied up at 2-1. LaRue has scored 1 run so far tonight. This one will go foul towards the Larks dugout, and there's 2 strikes in the count. This one a ground ball fielded by Burnett. He will throw it down to first base, and that is out number 3. But a huge inning there for the Larks. They score a total of 5 runs, and they only left 1 runner stranded in that inning. We now go to the bottom of the 5th inning as Liberal tries to fight back with what they got left. They're going to have their bottom third of the order up next when we come back. Five runs on 3 hits is what the Larks accomplished in the top of the 5th inning, taking an 11-2 lead on Liberal, as Jake Ortega will lead off the inning, still facing off against the starter Trent Baker. in his first start as a pitcher for the Larks. Count will begin 0-1. And fouls that one back, and now Ortega will work against the 0-2 count. If the Larks hold on to this is a huge win for a bounce back after they fell in the first game, and it's always important for them to get as many wins as possible against Liberal because this is a team that's always near the top of the RMBL. This one will be a single going past the second baseman. The Liberal is going to get their leadoff runner on base.
Number 13, the catcher, Diego.
But this is always an important series for the Larks. It was especially made notable last season when the Larks and the BJs both went 22-6 in RMBL play, and the Larks went 3-1 against the BJs in the season series. So that's what gave the Larks their third RMBL title. So if the Larks hold on tonight, they will be 1-1 on the year against Liberal. We'll see how the rest of the game plays out as Diego Davis is up to bat next. He grounded out to Tabor Stokes in his first appearance in what was the first 3-up, 3-down inning of this game for Liberal. He'll show bunt. This one going down the third base line, fielded by Baker, has to get it to first base, and he does it so just in time. There is out number 1, but that's going to advance Jake Ortega over to second base. As Diego Davis tried putting down the bunt. Had it in the right spot, but Trent Baker got to it real quickly to get the out. And now to bat is JT Cox. And with that, we will reveal the answer for tonight's trivia question. The question again was, what league were both the Larks and the BJs in before joining the RMBL? And I can say, to what I can see, everybody in the live chat has got it right. It was the Jayhawk League. The Larks and the BJs were both some of the original members in that league. And now they're both in the RMBL. This one fielded by Babcock, tosses it over to Baker, and they're able to get out number 2. So Liberals now going to go back to the top of their order. The next batter is the shortstop, Matt Bernath. He will work with a runner at third base. That is the leadoff batter for this inning, Jake Ortega. Baker's first pitch will miss outside for ball 1. Now that one goes inside, 2-0 now to Matt Bernath. Bernath 1 for 2 in this game. That one finds the zone, tying the count up 2-1. He had a single as the leadoff batter, and his last appearance was a ground out to Thomas Lissy at third base. This one fouled out of play behind the Larks dugout. The count is now 2-2. Baker looking for another strikeout. And that one just misses on the outside, making the count full. Another instance, the Larks trying to put it in that zone, which we've seen Liberal get a few Larks batters. Trent Baker looked like he started walking towards the dugout, but they called it ball 3, and now this one will miss outside as well for ball 4 as Bernath will walk. So with 2 runners on and 2 outs, Liberal will now bring up Todd Baffa to the plate. The junior from Keller, Texas, has reached base twice tonight. He's gotten a single and a walk, and also a run scored. He will ground this one, slowly going to C.J. Reed, and he'll throw it over to Babcock, and that is out number 3. Liberal got 2 runners on base, but they're both left stranded at the corners. And we now go to the top of the 6th inning with the Larks in front by 9. The Larks went through all 9 batters in the 5th inning, so Thomas Lissy, who was the leadoff batter for the 5th inning, is also going to lead off the 6th inning, still facing off against the relief pitcher, Sean Sage. As Lissy back up to the plate after 2 doubles so far in this game, including one that led to 3 RBIs. As the Larks looking to build on this 11-2 lead. And possibly bringing in the momentum to win the series tomorrow at 7, which is also another game in RMBL play against the BJs. Count starts off 1-0 to Thomas Lissy. This next pitch goes inside for ball 2. Lissy had to move a little bit to try to avoid getting hit. But after Lissy, it'll be Jackson Babcock and Brady Kreitzer up next for the Larks. Up high and inside, a 3-0 count. Sage will deliver the pitch. And that one goes inside, a 4-pitch walk for Thomas Lissy, as next up to bat is Jackson Babcock. Just the 8th time Lissy has been walked this season. And Babcock now at to bat. He's been walked twice tonight.
Number 5, first baseman, Jackson Babcock.
Swing and a miss, starts the count off 0-1. Sean Sage again, the pitcher for the BJs that came in relief for Trevor Steele. Back in the 5th inning, he only faced 3 batters, and then once the bases got loaded, the BJs decided to go with the change. The next pitch misses outside, ball 1. Jackson Babcock, again a player for the Larks that's gotten on base in every game he's appeared in this season. He only made 1 plate appearance in the last game where he came in as a pinch hitter. And he walked on a 3-1 count. He's been walked twice in this game. And this one a line drive. This one's going to bounce over the head of the third baseman. And a single will advance both runners for the Larks.
Number 4, Brady Kreitzer, left fielder.
Now to bat for the Larks is number 4, Brady Kreitzer, a left fielder who scored the first run, his first run of the game in the last inning, where the Larks scored a total of 5 runs on 3 hits. Sage will step off the mound. Sean Sage taking his time, delivers, and Kreitzer sends this one back up the middle. This one fielded by the second baseman. They're going to say he tagged the runner at second base, and that's going to be a double play for the BJs. Thomas Lizzie advanced to third base, and now with 2 outs, the Larks will send Lorenzo Rios up to bat. He has 2 runs so far tonight. He had a bunt single in the 4th inning, and he was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning, and that one brought home a run, something that has now happened to Lorenzo Rios 10 times this season. You will watch the first one on the outside corner. That is strike 1. Hard hit ball into center field. This one will be tracked down by Jack Ryan, and he makes the catch for out number 3. The Larks leave a runner stranded at third, but going into the bottom of the 6th inning, they hold on to an 11-2 lead. We will be back in just a second. The Larks have the 9-run lead going into the bottom of the 6th inning, but they will make a call to the bullpen, bringing in one of their top pitchers on the team. That is number 24, Julio Ramos, making his 6th appearance of the season. He's got a 1-0 record on the year, and he has had a phenomenal year. Only allowed 2 hits and one run, which was not earned, and he's recorded 18 strikeouts on the year, leading to a 0.0 ERA as well as a .67 opponent batting average. Or correction, a .61 opponent batting average. His first pitch, they'll take a swing at it, and it'll start the count 0-1 to Drew Grego. The second baseman is reach base once tonight on a fielder's choice where he would eventually score. Another swing and a miss. Now he's got to battle back against an 0-2 count. Drew Grego, a commit to Nebraska, just finished his high school career with Bellevue West down in Nebraska. And a swing and a miss. He will strike out swinging. Strikeout number 19 on the year for Julio Ramos. As next up to bat for the BJs is number 24, Justin Hudson. Ramos' next pitch catches the outside part of the plate, moving the count to 0-1. And again, he catches another guy swinging, 0-2. Start this inning, Julio Ramos has thrown nothing but strikes. Looking for another strikeout. That one will miss outside for ball one. Second I say he's thrown all strikes. That one goes outside for a ball, so I'll take the blame on that one with the broadcaster jinx. Count now stands at 2-2. And Ramos catches him swinging, and there is his second strikeout of the night. 2 away in the bottom of the sixth inning, and now at to bat is the designated hitter, Carson Willis. Something that works for Julio Ramos is he changes up his motion a lot, but he also has a really good pitching arsenal. He has a fastball that reaches speeds of up to 93 miles per hour. He also mixes in a slider, a changeup, and a curveball. Right there, a fastball. This one will be fouled out of play. Starting the count 0-1 to number 39, Carson Willis. He is playing designated hitter this game. He was a redshirt this season for the Arkansas Razorbacks. And this one, a ground ball, they're going to say that it's going to stay in fair territory. At first, the home plate umpire lifted his arms like it was going to be a foul ball, but then pointed that it was in fair territory. And Carson Willis has his third hit of the game. So now up to bat for the BJs is the center fielder, Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
Played in 29 games this season at Point Loma Nazarene for his freshman season. So far in tonight's game, he is 0 for 1 as he swings and misses there. He starts in the count 0-1. LaRue wants the pitch on the outside. That is where it's positioned, and it finds the zone. Strike 2 to Jack Ryan. All outs this inning for Ramos have been strikeouts. He'll look for another one. And that one's a little high and outside. That'll be ball one. Ramos looks back at second base. And this one popped up. And this one will go into foul territory. The count is 1-2. It hit the, not sure what you call it, the shade here at Brent Goldfield. Ramos's pitch is on the way, and it misses outside for ball 2. Ramos just needs one more strike to retire the side. And this one fouled back behind the plate. 7th pitch of the at-bat is coming up next for Jack Ryan. Ryan looking for his first hit, has put the ball in play 2 times tonight. Ramos delivers the pitch, and a swing and a miss, and Jack Ryan threw his bat as he swings and misses. That is out number 3. We now go to the top of the 7th inning. The Larks will bring up C.J. Reed, Caleb Duncan, and Tabor Stokes for the final inning of tonight's game in the doubleheader. We'll be back in just a moment. Sean Sage will go back to the mound for the Liberal BJs as we start the final inning with C.J. Reed leading things off for the Larks. This first one finds the zone. Reed thought about taking a swing, but the count's going to start off 0-1. Sage's next pitch takes a bounce on the outside of the plate, and that is going to be ball 1. A reminder, the Larks are back here at Brent Goldfield tomorrow night for their final game of the series. It'll be a 7 p.m. first pitch, and it is another game in RMBL play. And they will also meet Liberal 2 more times this season on July 15th and July 16th for a 2-game series at Larks Park. 2-1 on the way to Reed. That one finds the zone. 2 strikes in the count. After this, the Larks will go back to the top of their order. That one just misses up high. Full count now to C.J. Reed. And Reed will let that one take a bounce, and he is going to be on base for the 4th time tonight in 4 plate appearances. It's the 3rd inning in a row that the Larks have gotten their leadoff batter on base. They're back to the top of their order with number 12, Caleb Duncan. He's brought home runs in his last 2 appearances. In the 4th inning, he had a single where he would also score a run. And in the inning after that, he had a fly out to center field that brought home another run for the Larks. First pitch finds the zone for strike 1. C.J. Reed taking a lead over at first base. Adding on to Reed getting on base in all of his appearances so far tonight, he's also scored in the 3 appearances prior, which includes a walk, a single, and a double. Next pitch, a swing and a miss, moves the count to 1-2 for Caleb Duncan. Sean Sage will look for the strikeout. Instead, he'll throw back to first base. And C.J. Reed is back in time. Duncan will put this one in play. This one will go behind the third base line. And it's another foul ball, keeping the count at 1-2. Sean Sage delivers the pitch. That one takes a bounce, and that's going to be called ball 2. This is the 6th pitch in the at-bat, and Duncan fouls this one back. Duncan showing some good fight. And that one takes a bounce, and that's going to give C.J. Reed some time to run down to second base. So Duncan will work against the full count. Trying to get on base for the 2nd time in this game and the 3rd time today, and he walks on the full count. An 8-pitch at bat, and Caleb Duncan walks, and now at the bat is Tabor Stokes.
Tabor Stokes, social shortstop, now batting.
The first pitch will be fouled out of play. Starting the count off 0-1 to Tabor Stokes. He's gotten 1 hit in this game with a double in the 1st inning. That one breaks down low, and the count now moves to 1-1. Stokes is still the team leader in hits for the Larks. He's got 19 on the year. This next pitch on the inside part of the plate is going to be called strike 2. So we'll see if Stokes can battle back as well. The pitch on the way is fouled back over the press box. Fifth pitch of the at-bat coming up next. So far, Sean Sage looking for his first strikeout of the night. He only has one on the season in his other lone appearance. This one popped up. The catcher, Davis, will try to track it down, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Now up to bat for the Larks with 1 out is the right fielder, Lane Sparks.
Number 8, Lane Sparks, right fielder, coming to bat.
4 hits for him in just this game alone, as well as a run scored and 3 RBIs as well. That first pitch finds the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Lane Sparks, because of his performance in this game, now has 5 multi-hit games on the year. And the count now stands at 1-1 as that one misses on the outside. Now Sparks going to have to try and fight back as that one moves the count to 1-2. Just 1 out recorded so far here in the top of the 7th inning, which is the final inning of this game. This one goes up high. The catcher able to track it down. Both runners for the Larks will stay put as the count now at 2-2. The second baseman is, at second base is C.J. Reed. At first base is Caleb Duncan. With just 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Low and outside. That's now another full count for the Larks. The third one this inning. The other 2 have been walks, and that's C.J. Reed and Caleb Duncan, both guys occupying the bases. Sparks took a swing at that one. It goes back foul. We will have the 7th pitch of the at-bat up next. And this one, a line drive into right field. This one's going to land in fair territory, and this one's going to be some more runs for the Larks. C.J. Reed will cross the plate first, and Caleb Duncan will stay put at third base. 4 RBIs on the day for Lane Sparks as he stops at second base, and the Larks have the 10-run advantage.
Number 26, Dylan LaRue, the catcher.
So now up to bat for the Larks is number 26, Dylan LaRue. His first pitch will find the zone for strike 1. Again, seeing Sean Sage continue to take his time. Swing and a miss, moves the count to 0-2 on Dylan LaRue. And they're going to say that one found the zone up high. That's now 2 away in the top of the 7th as I think LaRue and the Larks didn't think that one was a strike, but they're going to say it just caught the high upside, the high part of the zone. And now to bat is Thomas Lissy. That one finds the outside part of the plate for strike 1 to Thomas Lissy. He had a line out in his first appearance, but since then he's reached base 3 times, which includes 2 doubles, one of them going for 3 RBIs and a walk, where he made it all the way to third base. And now this one, he's going to get another hit. This one's going to drop in front of the right fielder, and it's going to score 1 run for the Larks, and possibly 2. Caleb Duncan and Lane Sparks both score. 2 RBIs and another double for Thomas Lissy. The Larks will now send Jackson Babcock up to bat as they hold the 14-2 lead. Again, for Thomas Lissy, entering today, all of his hits on the year had been just singles. He now has 4 extra base hits on just today alone. A really strong performance for the third baseman. And the Larks showing what the type of team that they are. This is not the first time that they've had to bounce back from a loss. We saw that in the series against the Game Day Angels where they lost by 1. And then the very next day they were able to defeat the Angels by a final score of 7-4, where they actually led 7-0 entering the last inning. But the count is now 1-1 to Jackson Babcock. He'll leave that one on the outside, and it ties the count up. Sage will deliver the pitch. It catches the outside part of the zone for strike 2. Now Babcock will also work against a full count as that one hits the dirt on the outside part of the plate. The Larks have had 4 batters facing full counts in just this inning alone. So far, all of them have gotten on base. Babcock, a ground ball, will be fielded by the first baseman, and Hudson will tag first base for out number 3. The Larks again will put up some more runs. 3 in this inning from C.J. Reed, Caleb Duncan, and Lane Sparks. As they had the 12-run advantage, they just need 3 outs to secure the win, and we'll be back in just a second. Larks are 3 outs away from victory, and the pitcher that's going to take the mound to get those 3 outs is Julio Ramos. Facing off against the bottom third of the Liberal BJ's order. It's the 3rd time tonight that the BJ's have led off the inning with their 7th, 8th, and 9th batters. As Jake Ortega's up to bat, he'll start off 0-1 in the count. Ramos had all 3 of those outs in the 6th inning coming from strikeouts. All swinging, and now 1-1 count. It's been his specialty all season. This one a hard hit ball into center field. Caleb Duncan will run after it. And this one's going to take a bounce off the wall. As Duncan will throw it in, the runner's going to stop at second base. And it's going to be a tough comeback for Liberal, but they're going to try to go down swinging as their next batter up is Diego Davis. This one hit into the air. The Larks are going to run after it. And a diving catch attempt, and this one's actually going to hit the ground. It was Lane Sparks going after it. It was a tough play to make. That's going to put runners at third and first base. So now up to bat for the BJ's is their final batter in the order. That is number 4, JT Cox. Cox 0 for 2 so far in this game. Just played his freshman season at San Joaquin Delta. And he will hit this one high in the air, out of play. Starts the count off 0-1. Something worth noting about JT Cox is that he's from Linden, California, and he played his high school days at Linden High School. That is the alma mater of MLB superstar Aaron Judge. So now he'll try to put this one in play, and he does just that. That is going to score a run and put runners at first and second base. Liberal goes back to the top of their order now. Now to bat is number 3, Matt Burneth. That one finds the zone for strike 1. Swinging and missing. Now Burneth will work against the 0-2 count. Ramos just needs one more strike to put Burneth away. The 0-2 on the way, and it's fouled back and out of play. And Ramos's pitch finds the outside part of the plate, and he's got another strikeout on the night. Number 4 on the night for him, and the first of the inning, as that brings up number 2, Todd Baffa.
We appreciate you being good stewards of baseball equipment. Number 2, Todd Baffa, third baseman at the plate.
Ramos looks back at second base, delivers, and he finds the zone for strike 1 to Todd Baffa. Baffa's 1 for 2 so far in the day with a single and a ground out. He was also walked in the 3rd inning. He swings and misses, and now another Liberal batter will work against the 0-2 count. Ramos looking for strikeout number 5. And that one will be left up high for ball 1. This one takes a bounce in the dirt, rolls a little bit into the infield. Count now stands at 2-2 with 1 out. The pitch just misses the zone, and now it's a full count. Julio Ramos tried using his curveball to get that one into the zone. Just needs 1 strike for out number 2. That one fouled back. It's now the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up next. LaRue wants the pitch low. Ramos delivers it, and it just misses inside. That's ball 4.
Number 20.
Bases will be loaded with 1 out for the BJs as they try to put up some more runs, trying to go down swinging. The batter coming up to the plate is number 20, Drew Grego. He will hit this one high in the air into left center field. Going back for it is Kreitzer and Duncan, and this one's gone. A grand slam for the BJs makes it 14-7, as they've now put up 5 runs in just this inning alone. So now it's bat for Liberal is number 24, Justin Hudson. Missing down low. The first pitch is ball 1. This one fouled back. Is the first strike of the at-bat to Justin Hudson, who is 1 for 3 so far in this game. This one hit into the air. Thomas Lissy running back for it. Tabor Stokes there as well. And this one's going to be a hit for the BJs. It's a double. Still just 1 out. The score 14-7. Now to bat is the designated hitter, Carson Willis.
Number 39, Carson Willis, the designated hitter.
First pitch misses high and inside for ball 1 to Carson Willis, who has reached base 3 times tonight. All those have been base hits, and he's got an RBI to go along with those. Swing and a miss. There is strike 1. This Liberal fighting back, trying to keep their chances alive. They've scored just 5 runs in this inning alone. Again, they're coming off of a series against the Colorado Rough Riders where they had some high-scoring games. That's a swing and a miss, moving the count to 1-2. In all those games, at least one of the teams, and for all those games, the Colorado Rough Riders scored at least double-digit runs in all those games. A ground ball. Thomas Lissy making a diving attempt for it. This one will go into the outfield, and it's going to advance the runners. I'll put runners at first and third base, and now up to bat is Jack Ryan.
Center fielder, number 21, Jack Ryan, coming to the plate.
Still just one out for Liberals. They've gone through their entire order in this inning. The guy who started this inning is on deck. That's Jake Ortega. And Keith Harper is going to walk out to the mound for a short meeting. So we'll step away for just a moment as the Larks hold on to the 14-7 lead here in the final inning. So Jack Ryan is the next batter up for Liberal. He is the ninth batter for the BJs to come up to the plate this inning, following that meeting with Keith Harper and Julio Ramos at the plate, or excuse me, at the mound. First pitch is a swing and a miss, starting the count off 0-1. Jack Ryan was struck out swinging in his previous at-bat. He was faced with a 2-2 count, fouled 2 balls off, and then struck out swinging. He'll leave this one on the outside, and this one gets away from LaRue. And another runner is going to score for the BJs. It's a 1-1 count to Ryan. Pitch on the way. Finds the outside part of the plate, 1-2. Ramos looks back at second base. Delivers. And this one's going to go out of play into foul territory. A swing and a miss, and there is another strikeout for Julio Ramos. He's got 5 on the night, and that now gives for him 23 on the season, as the next batter in the order for Liberal is the guy that started off this inning with a double and then a run. It is Jake Ortega. He'll swing and miss at the first pitch, 0-1. This one takes a bounce in the dirt. That is ball 1 to Jake Ortega, who has had 2 hits tonight. A single in the 5th inning and a double in this inning along with a run. Next pitch is fouled off. It's now 1-2. And Ramos just needs to deliver one more strike to give the Larks their 11th win of the season. Ortega's ready. So is Ramos. The 1-2 on the way is up high for ball 2. Ramos delivers after looking back at second base, and it's going to be a full count. The pitch from Ramos, a swing and a miss, and there is out number 3. The Larks fell 4-1 in the first game of this doubleheader, but they turn right around, score 14 runs on the BJs, and get back in the winning column for their 11th win on the season and their 8th win in RNBL play. The BJs jumped out to the first lead of this game, but the Larks pushed back later on, scoring 3 runs each in the 3rd and 4th inning, including 5 in the 5th inning to firmly control their lead from that point on. And they had a lot of notable performances in this game, including Caleb Duncan scoring 2 runs, Lane Sparks getting 5 hits on the night, including a triple and a double, and 2 runs scored for him to go with 3 RBIs. Thomas Lissy also had another big performance for him, 5 RBIs on the night to go with 3 doubles and a walk and a run scored. And the pitching was led by both Trent Baker and Julio Ramos. And the Larks win it tonight by a final score of 14-8. And they are now 11-3-1 on the year and 8-3 in RNBL play. And for Liberal, they are 8-7 on the year. So the Larks will be back here at Brent Gold Field tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for the final game of the series. And that's going to do it for our coverage of tonight's game. We want to thank you all for tuning in. And I'm Hank Corsair saying good night from Liberal, Kansas and Brent Gold Field.